Hey, everybody. Welcome back to hashtag Ask DLT. I'm Matt Weldon, DLT Director. It's great to be back with you. I really enjoy these sessions. It's a good opportunity for me to get the word out on some things we're working on and to try to answer your questions. I want to remind all you out there in the Twitterverse that if you're asking questions that you want answered, please use the hashtag Ask DLT. I want to be able to get to everything, but we can only find them if they're organized. So please do that, and I'll get you the answers that I can. Sometimes the answers aren't going to be what you want to hear, but that's okay. I'm a straight shooter. I'm always going to tell you how it is. And I will apologize right up front. I know it's frustrating to deal with a customer service agency that is as busy as we are and have been during this pandemic. That's not an excuse. We want to do everything we can to get in touch with you quickly to help you. And that's why we're improving our processes. We've added people. We're adding new technology, but we still need to make sure that we're dealing with you directly. And so it is a priority for me. It's something that we're going to keep working on and improving every single day. I know it's frustrating. I'm trying to help. We're going to come there and help you. I promise you that we're here for you. Let's get to your questions. Okay, let's see. All right, this user says that I found a part-time job that pays me more than my benefit amount. Do I have to fill out the back to work form and return it to DLT? Is that only for full-time employment? Let's see. And I will not be collecting on what I make part-time going forward. All right. So there is a thing online called a return to work form. That is one way that you can tell us that you have returned to work and basically want to shut your claim down. You do not need to fill that out if you've gone back part-time. And I'm going to tell you why not to, because if you do, it'll put a date in the system, which will prevent you from getting paid because it basically shuts your claim down going forward. Instead, what I want you to do is continue to certify your claim every week and report your earnings. We changed the law back in May, working with the legislature and the governor's office to allow for claimants to make more money and still stay connected to unemployment. So that means that if you're working part-time and you're making more than your benefit amount, you still may be eligible for some kind of an unemployment payment, which right now would include the extra $300 in the federal government. So you should certify every week. If you're making less than 150% or 1.5 times your weekly benefit amount, then you'll still be eligible for a payment. If you're making over that, then you won't, but there's no harm in trying. So go ahead, certify your payment and see what happens. You're likely going to get a message that says that it was recorded, and then hopefully you'll get a deposit because you're under 150% of your benefit rate. If you have questions on how much you think you can make and still collect, there is a calculator that you can use online. There's a big disclaimer on it. It's not going to give you the exact amount maybe. We want to make sure that people have a sense of what they could do, but it's a good tool to use. And it's a UI partial benefits calculator. You can find that in dlt.ri.gov. All this information is available there. Okay. Why haven't I received my benefits and why can't I get any help to get the right information turned in? All right, I hear you. I don't really know what you're asking because there are so many things that could happen with a claim. I'm assuming that you filed a claim and you got a confirmation number. If you didn't get a confirmation number, you didn't file a claim. So that's the first thing. Second, if you had been using the system and stopped using it for more than, say, a month or so, then you're going to be out of the system again, and you need to refile the claim. Refiling the claim is like telling us, hey, the claim is still active and I need to turn it back on. So if you've been out for a while, go ahead and refile it. Get that confirmation number. That is your ticket to a claim. If you haven't gotten that, then you can't access the system. If you need to call us. Call early, call often, call late in the day, and call Saturday mornings. And I've said it before, and people still don't call on Saturday mornings. You know, it's only open half a day on Saturday, but we're here. Give us a call. We want to help you. We are handling hundreds of calls a day, sometimes 1,000 or more. It depends on how many staff we have to answer the phone. And I know you're going to say, Matt, why can't you just put everybody on the phone? I could, and I have. And sometimes in the beginning of the week, I do. The challenge is it's like juggling. And if I have 3 balls to juggle in the air, that's fine. And if I pay the right amount of attention to each ball, I will juggle successfully and maybe potentially have a career in the circus. But if I don't do that, then we run into problems. And so if I decide that one of those 3 balls needs more attention than anything else, the other 2 fall to the ground. And that is exactly what I'm trying to prevent. And so what happens is if I don't put staff on claims processing, on working with other states on claims that have people that earn money in both Mass, Connecticut, Rhode Island, or any other state, on dealing with those tricky issues, then it's never going to stop people from having to call in. And if we can never prevent people from having to call in for routine issues, then the phone lines will always be super busy. And if they're always super busy, then you'll have a harder time getting through. So what we need to do is pay attention to everything, direct the resources where necessary based on the time and day. And I monitor it every single day all the time to try to answer as many questions as we can, but also to get the work done behind the scenes so you don't have to call to begin with. If you're looking for general information, check our social media. Look for DLT branded information. While people try to be helpful online in different groups, the reality is every claim is different. And so there are some general rules that apply across the board. The way they apply to your individual claim may be different than it applies to somebody else's. And so I get emails sometimes like in a holiday week, like this week, saying everybody else who uses the bank I use got paid. Well, that's obviously not true, because while many people may have gotten paid, some may not have. Some may have other issues on their claim. Some don't. So it's all going to be different. So I am just, we can't put out general information that just applies to everybody, but we can give you a sense of how to handle your claim with DLT. And you can look at our social media and our website to get all that information so you have a better sense of what to do going forward. If you have specific questions to your claim, usually that means I can't get paid. What do I do? Then I'm asking you to call in. And that is the only way right now to get in touch with us. Go ahead, try it, please, multiple times. I go in the system myself. I get directly into claims and I can see when people have called in and when they haven't. And I can see people that get through every single day, like the same people. So they get through on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and then tell me they can't get through. I know you can, and I know it's frustrating. Try many times. And here's a tip for you. Don't just keep hitting redial, because sometimes that just bounces you back and forth. Call, wait a minute, call again. Wait a couple minutes, call again. The way the system works is it allows so many calls to come through, and as soon as a call drops out, another one automatically comes through. So people can get through. It is frustrating, I get it, but please try. And in the future, when we have a new system coming up very soon over the summer and in the fall, you're going to have a lot of other opportunities to find information about your claim. Until then, do me a favor and just try to get through as much as you can. Okay. This user says, full-time job has been furloughed. I have a part-time job. Am I eligible for unemployment? Maybe. It is really hard to say yes or no because there could be a million other factors. But generally, if you have a full-time job and you've been furloughed, which to me is basically a temporary layoff, then you would be at least on the track to being eligible for unemployment. That means your employer said, we're going to be off for a month, 2 months, whatever it is, and then you're coming back. So that would mean you can collect unemployment. I have a part-time job. Now we're introducing a different factor. So long as you're making less than 150% of your benefit rate, like I said before, you should be able to keep collecting. Just keep certifying. Go ahead and apply. Get that confirmation number. Most claims go through cleanly, which means we don't have to actually process them. The computer system does it, as long as everything checks out. Let's get your information in, get you in payment status. If you have a return to work date that's within 12 weeks, and it's a definite date, meaning you got something in writing from your employer saying you're coming back on this date, and it's within 12 weeks, you're exempt from the work search requirement, which everyone else has to do right now. If not, then I'm sorry, but no, in order to collect unemployment, you need to be looking for full-time work. And that means perform 3 job searches a week. You can go to backtoworkri.com, participate in virtual job fairs, work with a career coach, try to get on track to a different opportunity. There are all different things you can do, and you can find a lot of information about that on dlt.ri.gov. Okay, I've got one more question here. This user says, am I able to collect unemployment if attending college and I need to quit my job? All right, that's kind of a loaded question. So let's break it into a couple of pieces. Forget about the college piece and just quitting the job. That's usually a red flag in unemployment. Unemployment is available. It provides temporary income support, meaning temporary money to help people when they've lost a job due to no fault of their own, with a few exceptions. And so if you quit a job, meaning you took yourself out of work, then we need to know why. And so when you apply and you indicate that you quit, and if you put in the reason, we're probably going to have to adjudicate that claim. And that means we have an administrative review of the claim. And that's okay, because we'll set it up and we'll talk to you and we'll say, what happened? What were the circumstances? Why'd you have to quit? And if the answer is I quit my job to go to college, I don't know if you'll be eligible or not. There are a lot of other things we need to look at. Typically, college students are not eligible for unemployment if they didn't lose employment. Again, unemployment is a backstop. It's a safety net. It's there to help you when you've lost a job. So it's not just that I'm not working, I'd like to collect. It's that I lost my job, I need to collect. And so it's a mindset difference, right? And so would you be eligible if you're attending college? Perhaps. If you're in college and it's an approved training program, maybe you're eligible. But again, why aren't you working? You could work part-time, you could work on the weekends. If that's not something you're able to do or willing to do, then maybe you're not eligible. And I know, like, unemployment is rarely black and white. There are a lot of different variables that come in. And so really what you need to do is apply. Let us set up that review and ask those questions. There's no harm in applying. It doesn't cost anything. It may take a little time because we're going to have to ask you those questions, but it doesn't hurt. In the meantime, good luck in school. I hope you go and have a great opportunity. Hope you have a great experience and you learn everything you need to learn and then get a great job going forward. If we can help you with unemployment, I promise we will. Okay. This user says, how about you just pick up the phone instead? Question mark. I've been trying to certify for days and it's impossible to get through on the phone. Okay. I think that question implies that we don't want to pick up the phone. And like I said already, that's not true. We absolutely do. And we do pick it up. And I get an up to the minute report every hour of how many calls we've handled every day and how many people are taking those calls. So I know we're doing it. I need you to try and get through. Like I've already said a lot here. Just do me a favor. Try and try again. Try late in the day. Try on Saturday morning. You can get through. But if you're trying to certify, you don't need to speak with someone unless there's a problem with your claim. You have two ways to do it. UI Online, you can even look it up using a search engine, DLT UI Online, it will pop up. That is a way to do it online. That's the best way to do it. If you run into a problem there, you can call us at 401-415-6772. There is a virtual option, which always picks up. It's cloud-based. It's basically infinite capability. Get through and you can certify over the phone. I assume that you have a PIN and that you're good to go. Put your information in, certification, boom, done. If you need to speak with someone, that's different. So I'm hoping you don't need to speak with someone. You just need to request a payment. That's easy. You can do it as soon as you watch this video. If there's a problem with the claim, go ahead and call, like I said, and we will help you. And again, I apologize. It's not easier than it is. We remain incredibly busy. Before the pandemic, in the first 10 weeks of 2020, we averaged about 11,000 claimants at any given time. Right now we have about 63,000 claimants. Think about that. Almost 6 times as busy as we were before the pandemic. We were up to 125,000 claimants. So it doesn't matter if I doubled the staff, tripled the staff, which I have. I've doubled the staff, definitely. It doesn't matter. The work is unbelievable. The good thing is a lot of people don't need to call. So if you don't need to, I'm asking you not to. Look at our social media. Go on dlt.ri.gov. Find information there. Backtoworkri.com. All sorts of information on the website. Ask questions through #AskDLT, and I'll do my best to answer them. And I'll do these as frequently as I need to get answers that you deserve. Follow us. Take a look at the information that we have available, and hopefully we can help. All right. Again, I apologize that it's so frustrating, but we're going to get better and better with every week. It is my top priority, getting people back to work and giving them better customer service. I promise you. Until next time, I'm DLT Director Matt Weldon. It's my pleasure to join you. Please ask questions through #AskDLT, and we'll be back again soon. Thank you.